You're listening to Create Wealth Through Franchising, and I'm your host, Kim Daly. In my 20 years as a franchise consultant, I've helped hundreds of people achieve their dreams of building and scaling franchise businesses to create wealth. The interview you're about to hear can also be found on my YouTube channel, where I post new franchising content multiple times per week. Please take a moment to subscribe to the podcast and to my YouTube channel at kimdaly.tv. Now, enjoy the show. Welcome back to Kim Daly TV. A while ago, I had a great conversation with a great friend of mine named Michael, who is the president of a company called Pool Scouts, which is a very interesting franchise to me. For many, many reasons we'll get into in the course of this conversation, but I thought it would be fun to have one of his top performing franchise owners on Kim Daly TV. So please welcome to Kim Daly TV, a big warm welcome to Tiffiny Consoli of Raleigh, North Carolina. Tiffiny, welcome.
Thank you, Kim. I'm excited to be here.
Okay, so Miss Tiffiny, let's talk a little bit about your experience prior to deciding to become a Pool Scout franchisee. Like basically, what's your why? Why did you decide you wanted to find a franchise for your future?
Yeah, it's a great question. So I was in retail for 13 years prior to starting my own business, prior to signing on with Pool Scouts. And in my retail career, I had customers, employees, dealing with inventory and a budget. And I really loved the customer service aspect of being in retail. But I kept having this feeling that, gosh, I really just want to have my own business. I felt like I could achieve my financial goals easier and just have something that I wanted to own for myself. And then also be able to kind of own my own time. I was working nights, weekends, holidays, and so wanted to have a business where I could have a little bit more flexibility in my time and kind of choose when I work. Although since becoming a business owner, I work more than I ever have in my life. So, but it's definitely doing things that I love. So,
And it's all for your own reward.
that's right. Yep. Yes.
Well, she started the conversation right where I wanted it to go, right? So, why do I love Pool Scouts? For all the reasons Tiffiny led with. She comes from brick and mortar, not brick and mortar. She comes from a world of, lots of nights, weekends, and holidays. Now she's on more of a set schedule. She
right.
comes from a world of many, many, many employees. Now she has a finite group of employees. So, let's get down into this. I mean, it was such a great setup. Those of you who've been here on Kim Daly TV know that my sweet spot in life and franchising is, low fixed costs, big, fat, healthy margins, reoccurring revenue, lower investments. Like I like those particular characteristics. And that's one of the things that makes Pool Scout. All of those things are reasons that make Pool Scouts kind of like a interesting model for me. And apparently for this woman as well. So Tiffiny, how long ago did you make the decision to join Pool Scouts?
It was our 6-year anniversary was August 1st. So it was in 2016 we started the business.
Amazing. So you made it through the pandemic.
We did. Yes.
Because people still need their pools cleaned, right?
So it was amazing. We were so fortunate.
Right. And then I love to say here on Kim Daly TV that during the pandemic, the two biggest industries that grew were pools and puppies. Everybody got a
Exactly
pool
right.
and everybody got a puppy.
That's right. I know. And
So
the puppies are
then
swimming
there's
in the pool.
exactly. And then
Yeah.
there's all the ancillary services that go when people put a pool in the ground: the fence, the lighting, the landscaping, the
Right.
patio guy, the pool cleaning service, which is what
Yes.
we're here to talk about today. Okay,
Yeah.
so you've been in for 6 years. You're working harder than you say you've ever worked before, but all
Mhm.
work that you love. So tell us a little bit about what that work is. Like, how are you doing and how do you spend your time as a Pool Scout franchisee?
So starting out, I was, in almost every aspect of the business. But as we've grown, I've been able to, hire more people and have more full-time roles. And so I'm able to step away from some of the day-to-day stuff. That doesn't mean though I still don't answer phone calls from time to time or, process an invoice to help my office team. But for the most part, I'm overseeing the business. So we have We have 14 vans. We have about 20. We had 30 employees in the summer. We're down to about 20, 22 right now. About 12 to 15 technicians, and then 3 office people, and then a service manager as well. So overseeing those roles, playing also a role in the marketing that we do, heavily involved in what we do and what we choose to do from a marketing standpoint, reaching out to customers, especially any customers that really want to hear from the owner or having any issues. I'll call them directly, keeping up with our net promoter score, our review scores, reaching out to people as needed. I might take a van to get an oil change sometimes, so it's just a little bit of everything, but mostly just supporting my team of office and technicians in the field.
Hey, Daly Coach fans, if this franchise sounds like a fit for you, I would love to be your Daly Coach. Email me right now for a totally free consultation at inquire@kimdaly.tv. Would you say that you're living the life that you signed up for? Or has business ownership been more than you thought it was going to be 6 years ago?
Well, so it's both for me. So it's way more than I thought it was going to be. And especially with this business, it's kind of it's a very dynamic business. So we have a lot going on. It's a service business. So we not only have technicians and vans in the field, we have the office side of the business. There's chemicals and there's supplies. And so which really suits my personality because in retail, one of the things I liked was, just kind of the multitasking and doing a lot of different things. So this business really suits me from that standpoint. But I'm able to sort of choose, where I spend my time. But most of the time anyway, sometimes I don't get to choose on that. But um, it's more than I thought it was going to be, but yes, living the life that I want to live. So I love owning my own business. I love having my own employees, my customers. I love being a big part of the community in a different way. Like I said, we have 14 vans. They're moving billboards. So Pool Scouts is all over the city every day. And this is like my baby. So I don't have kids. Doesn't mean that you can't have kids and have a business, but this is sort of my baby. And yeah, it's pretty
Mhm.
consuming for me, but it's been the most rewarding thing I've ever done. And when I look back, I think I really wish I had done this when I was younger, and maybe would have had multiple businesses. But really happy that I have had the opportunity to do this in my life.
What kind of results have you been able to produce in 6 years?
Yeah, we have done really well and have been really fortunate, but we've also worked really hard to get there. So great, providing great customer service helps you have great scores and get lots of referrals. So year over year, we've grown our business by 40% or and more on some years. And this
Wow.
year we have 2 territories, and like I said, 14 vans. We're running 14 routes a day, about 100 customers per day, and we're knocking on the door of we'll definitely surpass 2 million this year. So we're super excited about hitting those revenue goals. Yeah.
Amazing. You are doing so well. Now, are there any months of the year in Raleigh, North Carolina where people don't service their pools, or are you servicing it just slows down? Like, because I live here in southern New Hampshire where my
Yeah.
pool actually has a close date, right? Where they
Right.
put the antifreeze in the lines and it's done until sometime in the spring when we reopen it. But I'm
Yeah.
imagining in your market, are the pools closed ever?
So we have the fortune we are fortunate to we'll close about 450, maybe 500 pools this year, but we'll keep 200 to 300 open year round. So we can sort of keep a core team of staff busy through the winter. So it kind of keeps us, a little busy, but we get a really nice break, which is why I really wanted to go into the business being seasonal, is I wanted to have a little bit of downtime, maybe some time to rest, recharge, travel a little bit in the winter. And so this business has been perfect where we still have a little bit of revenue in the winter, but we're able to close down and, just take a rest a little bit and recharge. The days are shorter. It gets dark at 5, so we're no longer working till 7 or 7:30, and we start a little later because it's so cold outside. So it's nice to have that downtime.
Now, when you went from retail to Pool Scouts, how did you find this business? Did you work with someone like Kim Daly, like a franchise consultant, or did you find it on your own?
Well, I found it on my own. I think it would be interesting to have had a consultant. Looking back, I didn't even know that that was possible, but I wanted to have my own business and I just started looking at opportunities. And so I found Buzz Franchise Brands originally because I looked at Mosquito Joe and that didn't work out for me originally. And so I put everything on hold. I kept looking, but I kept my retail job. And then I was probably 2 years later after I had met with them initially that I found out they were starting Pool Scouts and knew immediately that I wanted to go meet with them about this new opportunity. My experience of them from the beginning was wonderful. They had great marketing, just a great group of people that were really smart. And I trusted them from the beginning. I thought I knew that they had a good product, and so since I had already had that foundation with them, when I went in to learn about Pool Scouts, it really at that point was sort of a no-brainer for me. I knew I wanted to be a part of Buzz Franchise Brands, and I liked that this was a service business with a seasonal aspect to it.
Hey, Daily Coach fans, if you're inspired by this conversation, I invite you to email me right now to explore this franchise opportunity. My email is inquire@kimdaly.tv. You all
Yeah.
out there know that, I sit on my little soapbox every day and say, when you invest in a franchise, you're buying people, not widgets, right? And here she is. She didn't even use Kim Daly or a franchise consultant, and she figured that out for herself. And also speaking to the timing. So, when you originally thought about it, was the Mosquito Joe territory already sold in your backyard? Is that what happened?
Yes, I was dead set on having something in my backyard. I wanted to have a territory
Good for
that I
you.
lived in. And so that
Mhm.
really was what was the hesitation or the reason why I didn't move forward at the time.
Yeah, yeah. That brand grew very, very quickly and got
It
sold to
did.
private equity. But what's great is she's validating that she found the people that she wanted to be in business with. And then, she kind of put it on hold and came back to it, but came back to the people. It wasn't that she was all excited about Mosquito Joe. She was excited about Kevin Wilson and the team at Buzz Franchise Brands, which I've had Kevin and lots of the presidents of the multiple brands as guests right here on Kim Daly TV. They are near and dear to my heart. They are great, great people because when you invest in that franchise, it's about their track record of success leading them to this moment. It's about their financial capability. It's about the culture that they're building and that feeling that she got even from her process with Mosquito Joe that these people were trustworthy, that they really could help her get up the learning curve of being a business owner and become a successful one. And look at her today, 6 years later. So, at this point in your life, Tiffany, would you say that you are unemployable?
Yes, I would. Yes.
Another unemployable franchisee. I love it. That's really what I'm in the business of doing, making people unemployable for the rest of their
Right.
lives. And not because they can't go back, because they're like, I'm never going back.
Yeah. Yep.
That's
Exactly
really
right.
great. Yeah, I mean, once you get a little taste of that freedom, and even though you heard her say she's working harder than she ever worked, but do you hear the passion in her voice and the excitement? And don't forget, guys, she's seasonal, so she's taking time off,
Yeah.
right? So hard is, there's a definition of what's hard that's different for every single person, just based on expectations that we're bringing in, based on our background that we're brought to the table. There's so many different things that factor into what makes a business hard or easy. I love it. This is such a fun conversation. So, what are you looking forward to? So, you've got two territories. Did you purchase two going in?
Yes, I did. I actually purchased
Okay.
3, and, but the 3rd one was 2 hours away. We opened it up and then decided that we really wanted to just our Raleigh business was doing so well, didn't want to, stretch ourselves too thin, and so we ended up selling that 3rd territory and focusing on what was working really well, in the first 2, so
She sold her territory. I spend a lot of time talking about people that in the beginning, when you come in, if you think you want it, take it. Because if you get there and you decide you don't, very often by then there will be neighboring franchisees who wanted more, who couldn't get more because you took it, and you're able to sell it to them at the franchise fee or whatever kind of a price you can get for it. So that's a great point. So now you're in your two territories, and over the next few years, are you looking to just go deeper and continue to build that customer base, like kind of deep and wide?
Absolutely. So, pools are not going away. We continue to grow. The Raleigh area is growing every day, building new homes, building new pools. We feel like we have so much more potential. We have revenue goals in mind that we want to get to. We're going to get to two, so three is next, and we just want to keep growing and be the biggest and best pool cleaning service in Raleigh, in the Raleigh surrounding area. So we're very focused on that, and potentially maybe even bring in another business here real soon. So we're excited about the potential of being able to do that.
Another Buzz franchise brand?
Yes, potentially.
Amazing! More amazing validation. Okay, so what she's saying, guys, if you're not catching on, is so she's part of a parent organization that has multiple franchise brands, right? She first looked at Mosquito Joe, no territory. So she moved over to Pool Scouts. So now she's in there, she's growing, but maybe she's looking for some diversification. She wants to own multiple businesses. She doesn't have to go shop for a new franchisor and worry, are they going to be as good of a partner as my friends over at Buzz? She has new opportunities coming to her through her parent organization. And trust me, that is the dream of that parent organization, to have great franchisees like Tiffiny that they already have a relationship with that will continue to grow and build more revenue through more businesses, which means more royalties for them, more money for her, more royalties for them, and everybody's happy. That's amazing. Good for you. I
Yep.
love that
Yep.
validation for you as well as for
Yes.
Buzz Franchise Brands.
Yeah. It's very exciting, and yeah.
Will it be a business that you can even go back to your existing Pool Scout customers and say, hey, by the
Yes.
way, wow, good for
Yep.
you. Even
Yes.
better leverage. I mean, talk about quick scale.
Right.
That's amazing. That's
Yep.
excellent. Well, Tiffany, I really appreciate you taking the time to be my guest today and to share a little bit of your story with Buzz and with Pool Scouts and your journey to get you to this moment. You've been a very inspiring guest. Trust me, your story speaks louder than any words that I could ever say behind this microphone or camera. So, thank you so much for being my guest today.
Thank you, Kim. It's been a pleasure. I really appreciate this opportunity.
For anybody who this story has inspired, if you're interested in learning more about Pool Scouts or any of the Buzz franchise brands, or you're just ready to begin your journey to exploring franchising in general, you know that I want to be your daily coach. Please follow the email on the screen right now or email me directly at inquire@kimdaly.tv. That's inquire@kimdaly.tv. And until next time, my name is Kim Daly, and I want to be your daily coach. If you found this inspiring, please contact me at inquire@kimdaly.tv. My consulting services are totally free to you. Again, that email is inquire@kimdaly.tv. I can't wait to hear from you.